Danielle Hunter speaks for the first time as a member of the Houston Texans. What did Nick Casario's biggest splash as GM have to say? Is he going to wear J.J. Watt's number? And some interesting tales about how he fits into this scheme and how he ended up in Houston altogether. Let's hear from Danielle Hunter here in the locker room.
Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle is what we really do. We the
Danielle Hunter, officially a Houston Texan, officially on record explaining how he ended up here. It is the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central, Sports Radio 610, and the Odyssey app, also on YouTube. And you can see me right here in the locker room. Let's hear from Danielle Hunter. Let's react to what he had to say. And let's hear from the newest member of the Houston Texans live from NRG.
It means a lot. It's an honor to be able to come back and play in front of my family and all the people that I grew up with. I know they've been pretty excited about the news lately, and they'll be fun to be able to come to a game and see me play.
Couldn't fly to Minnesota? I wouldn't want to go freeze my ass off there either.
Far watching what the Texans were able to accomplish this past season, what drew you here? Obviously, the hometown tie-in, obviously. The success they had last year, how feeling was that part of this?
It was a big part of it, I remember last year during the playoffs, I actually came to the game against the Browns, and I like what I saw there. So, and just the home feeling and how the guys were on the field playing together for each other and the way they swarmed the ball on defense, that was a big part of it. So I'm excited about that.
How about that atmosphere that we talked about at the playoff game? Danielle Hunter actually came to the game. Later on in this, he'll tell you why he went to the game. It's really not as deep as you think.
What were some things that you were looking for wherever you wanted?
Talking about what he was looking for.
Anything that has to be dealing with contracts, I'll leave that to my agent. But the biggest thing was just having a good amount of guarantees. You play the game of football. You got to make sure you're guaranteed a lot of things. So
I like the honesty.
From a game point standpoint, what were some things you were looking for? Defensively, certain scheme fits, coordination.
Okay. Just being able to just go after the quarterback. And the Texans, they showed that they were able to do it. And that's been in my DNA since I came into the NFL. And I'm happy to be able to go out there and just play for my teammates and bring that to the table. Oh, man.
Talking about Will Anderson in a sec. I got to say, I respect the honesty. What brought you here? Guarantees. I mean, you obviously need the guarantees in football. A lot of guys, I remember when A-Rod signed his $300 million deal or whatever the hell it was, I love the organization. Hey, get to the guarantees and then we'll get to the team.
Man, that kid right there. I mean, he's exciting, has a lot of tools. I was with him earlier, and he just can't stop jumping. How eager he is to just go out there and just rush the passer together. Very good kid. I'm excited to just be able to go out there and teach him a lot of things that I know and help him become a better player. And same, learn a lot from him also.
What do you feel like your acquisition to the team could this season and in the division round? What do you think your acquisition can do?
What do you think you can do to help them take the next step?
I feel like the biggest thing about going into a football game is affecting the quarterback. And if you have a team that's able to affect the opposite team's quarterback, it gives you a better chance of winning the game. So, I like what I see here with the D-line, and I'm able to add my attributes and skills towards that and able to affect the other team's quarterback.
Were you a Texans fan growing up in H-Town?
Man, when I was younger, I grew up in Mario Williams, Coach Ryan's. I've seen that era, and I've seen all the stuff that they went through. So I was a big fan of Mario Williams and what he was doing. And
different style.
I try to model my game after that sometimes, but I realize there's some things that he could do that are just not for me. So, but I grew up in that era, and I liked what I saw from that team.
Danielle, what do you like from Coach D'Amico Ryans and what he brings?
What do you like about D'Amico Ryans and what he brings?
I like that he understands the players. He understands players and having them being able to go out there and play for each other as a one unit. He brings in the family aspect of playing football, and it's not an individual sport. You got to go out there and play for each other. So that's one of the biggest part about it. And he understands us players what we need and what we want in order to be successful.
You mentioned going to the playoff game. I'm curious what prompted that. And you said you like what you saw.
Why'd you go to the playoff game? Listen to this. It's funny.
I mean, I was home and I didn't have nothing else to do, and there was a playoff game was going on, so I was like, all right, let me go check it out. And went there. Man, we're out there just playing together. The excitement, everybody celebrating for each other. That hit me. So I was just thinking during this process, I was just thinking about that. Just being home and just seeing the excitement that they had, and that played a big part of it.
Your high school coaches and Morgan Ranch, they talked about how
Talking about the high school coaches. I knew Aaron was going to go here. Shout out to A-Dub.
players on Friday. Your connections to Morgan Ranch, what does that mean to you?
Connections to the high school coaches.
It means a lot. I was at that school when it first started. Been to the first playoff game that they've had, and then they've just been continuing to climb ladders ever since. And it's very important to give back to where I came from. They helped me in order to be where I'm at today, and that's a big part of who I am. So it's always important to just go back and just give back to my team.
And your track background.
Talking about the track background. This is going to be funny, too. Listen to this.
How much does that influence what you're doing? Is you're kind of like in the track blocks in that setting, and now your 3-point stance to get back for that?
I mean, I'm Jamaican, so it's in my DNA to run track. So it plays a big part of it, because playing on the D-line, you got to get out the blocks, get off, getting towards the quarterback. So it all translates over to playing football.
I know you play on defense, but how much does it help to look on the other side of the ball when you have a quarterback, C.J. Stroud?
CJ Stroud question. Got to get that one in.
It means a lot, especially having a quarterback like him being able to be in the position that he is at such a young age. That's very impressive. It brings the team closer together, and it gives them something to play for.
Talking about Will Anderson again.
Some of the biggest things that I've noticed is that being able to just go every play. We'll have interior pressure this year, and I feel like that's a big thing. Just having me and Will on the edge and the interior pressure, that's going to be a massive increase from what I saw last year.
You wore 99 with the Vikings.
Number 99. Got to get this one in. Shout out to Ari. Shout out to Ari.
Man, 99. That's JJ's number. He's done a lot with that number. I'm not even going to mess with it. So to be able to do what he's done with that number for the community and the Texans, I'm just leaving that under him. So I've decided to possibly go with the number 55.
Okay.
You were drafted by the Vikings, done so well there. Probably was the most impactful defensive player on the team.
Talking about how hard it was to leave Minnesota. Man, you don't want to freeze your ass off. Get your ass to H-Town, baby.
I mean, I always felt like they were going to bring me back, but, business is business. And I just wanted to be very thankful for them giving me the opportunity to play in the NFL, because there was a lot of teams out there that, didn't give me the opportunity, and they were one of the ones that wanted to. And I was very thankful for that. Went back, thought through all the years of just playing there, and how much of I grew as a player, and where I'm at today is because of them, and I'm thankful for that.
Former LSU player kind of going back to Harris.
There's something about LSU. I don't know.
What have you seen from him?
Say what?
Could you repeat that question?
Derek Singleton Jr., another LSU grad. What have you seen from this growth from year 1 to year 2? Just from afar.
Oh, the speed of his game. He's going out there. He's moving faster than what I've seen. Making plays. That's what you do as a DBU, especially when you go to LSU. So, but yeah, he's playing faster, making plays.
He's talking about Stingley.
From what I've seen so
Maybe.
far.
I don't know.
What have your conversations been like with D'Amico Ryan?
What are your conversations been like with D'Amico?
Oh yeah, I sat with him earlier. We talked for about an hour. He was just talking to me about the game of football and how it's able to impact your family and everything around you, and being able to just go out there and then just doing things the right way and just playing together as a team. that's big time, especially when it just feeds off of each other. That kind of energy, it feeds off of your teammates. So that's one of the biggest things he talked about. Just playing together as a unit, playing together as a team. There's never a different, and there's never a single individual out there just doing everything by himself. Everything works as a unit.
What are your mom's thoughts of you coming back to Houston so she doesn't have to go up to Minnesota to see you play?
Oh man, she was excited.
Talking about
Telling you,
family.
everybody was excited. My family, my coaches, they were all excited. Everybody that wasn't able to go to Minnesota to go to a game, they're finally able to come see me play and come see the Texans play.
Well, in regards to the film, did you enjoy the environment? Did you interact with any of the Texans players or any of the Texans?
Did you interact with any Texans at the game? And DJ trying to get us a tampering charge?
I wasn't able to do that because I left early because of the traffic. So, yeah.
He left early traffic. He knows.
So my agency got me a ticket. So we were able to figure something out. Got me a ticket. But I liked what I saw.
Y'all trying to
good
snitch?
energy.
Y'all the feds?
I don't know if you thought about this and maybe you haven't, but this is the city you grew up in. So, what impact do you kind of hope to have being here?
What impact do you hope to have in the community?
The biggest thing I feel like I need to do while I'm home is to be a bigger impact on my community. Give back to the kids. Showing that there's a way in order to get where you want to be in life. So I feel like that's the biggest thing that I'm going to be doing around here.
Last two guys.
Last two.
Remember when was the moment you started to realize that potentially coming back home wasn't
When did you realize that potentially coming back home was going to be a thing?
Honestly, I've been hearing it a lot from people, like family and friends, like Texans, and it's just like how it is, the business. So free agency came, and just kind of figuring things out, me and my agent, and it would have been just better for just like me to be here with my family. Great football team, great organization, great quarterback, great front office staff. That played a big role in it. So, yeah.
There's a long list of looking at some stories in the past of nicknames that teammates and friends of yours have thrown at you.
Talking about nicknames, teammates. I know what's going on here. Any nickname you like?
Well, I've been called Vortex. I've been called Gumby. I've been called He-Man. But I feel like the biggest ones I like was from my first coach. He called me Gumby, Andre Patterson. So as a cartoon before my time.
I got called Gumby too. Yeah. Not you though.
All right, thanks, Neil.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. I got called Gumby too. Little different reason, probably the goofy factor, more so than the versatility. Good stuff from Danielle Hunter. They might need the mics at the press conferences. Not going to lie. I understand it on the daily, but on this one, we need the mics. Joe Mixon reacting to him as well. But that was Danielle Hunter. My 5 biggest takeaways before we get out of here. And I think it's obvious the Texans have upgraded in the trenches. They still got to figure out what to do about Malik Collins. Maybe Eric Armstead is next. Who knows? But Hunter for Grenard, no brainer. Autry for Jerry Hughes, no brainer. Texans have upgraded. They've improved. 5 biggest takeaways. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. It is the Locker Room. Looking forward to talking to Danielle Hunter on the show sooner rather than later. As you know, we get weekly guests throughout the season, exclusive interviews. So be sure to watch, listen to In the Loop on YouTube and on the Odyssey app. And we talk about those here as well. Thought number 1, he was at the playoff game. The Browns playoff game. He was there. He just wanted to check it out. Said his agent got him tickets. He was there. So that atmosphere that we talked about, maybe there's a little payoff there. The fans kind of showed out. The team kind of showed out. It was a beatdown. He's in the mix. You got to think at that point, he won't admit it. And some people were asking questions that could have set the Texans up to perhaps get in those snitching Fed tampering charges that we hear about. But he was at the playoff game. You got to think the imagination was running wild there. Thought number 2, no number 99. He's not even going to mess with it. I think he said he's thinking about 55. But he's not going to go with number 99. He said that's JJ's thing. He's not going to mess with it. And I think growing up in the city, I think you'd have a grasp of what JJ was. So, if he were from, I don't know, Louisiana or Alabama, maybe he wouldn't do that, but maybe it doesn't make sense to him because he is from here. Thought number 3, you can see him kind of light up when he speaks about Will Anderson and talks about how Will Anderson kind of giddy, jumping through the roof. I think he's going to be good for Will Anderson. Seems a little bit more mild-mannered, lead by example type of guy. But you can tell that he feels the giddiness that we're familiar with. Friend of the show, Will Anderson, possesses. Thought number 4, he's a true Texans fan. There's a lot of local ties, but you can tell he's a true Texans fan. He's talking about Mario Williams, talking about D'Amico Ryans. He's talking about family wanting him to come to the Texans. We've talked about all these local ties. This is true local ties. It's a true Texans fan. Does it mean anything? I don't know. Thought 5, laid back, authentic vibe. Looking forward to talking to Danielle Hunter. Looking forward to watching him play. That's the reaction to the first words of Danielle Hunter. We'll get into the Joe Mixon a little bit later on. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. This is the Locker Room. Danielle Hunter speaks. Nick Casario's biggest move is on record, and there is a lot of excitement around here. What the hell is next? You know where to go to keep up with it. You've come to the right place.
Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localize every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube.